Hello everybody and welcome back to another Magic the Gathering Arena video. Firstly, for those that are new to the channel, we do a lot of alchemy here, we do a lot of standard here. I don't know many other people who are recording alchemy content, but I know there's plenty of people recording standard, but you know, the two formats are relatively closely linked, so I do tend to do both. Today we are looking at an Alchemy Humans Abzan deck. Why are we looking at Alchemy Human Abzans? It's because I wanted to play around with Ayara's Oathsworn a little bit more. So this is the 2 costing Human Knight with Menace. It's a 2/2. Whenever it does combat damage to a player, if it has fewer than 4 1/1 counters on it, put a 1/1 counter on it. Then if it has exactly 4 1/1 counters on it, search your library for a card, put it into your hand, then shuffle. So it grows. It's hard to block because it's got Menace. And then eventually it could tutor something for us if we're lucky. This paired with the other new card of the Coppercoat Vanguard, which is a 1 and a blue uncommon 2/2 human soldier. Each other human you control gets +1/+0 and has ward 1. So if we have both of these down, our Ayara's Oathsworn will be a 3/2 menace ward 1. And it's going to grow each turn. So we've got quite a little aggressive package of humans here. So paired with some other cards, including this one, Jirina Dauntless General, which is a rare from the new cards. It's a 2/2 white and black legendary creature human soldier. It is legendary, hence why I'm running 2 of them. And also, I think I only own 2 of them, but we didn't want to craft anymore anyway. When Jirina Dauntless General enters the battlefield, exile target player's graveyard. Having some graveyard interaction can always be helpful in Alchemy. Now, obviously only having 2 of them, it's not really, I would say, sufficient to rely upon, although we are relying upon it in this deck, but I will come back to that. But it's a nice little additional feature. But the main feature that we're looking for from Jirina is to sacrifice Jirina, and humans you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. So protecting us from board wipes, protecting us from targeted removal on particularly valuable humans, trading Jirina for another one of our humans, used as a sort of threat of a combat trick. You know, this has got lots of different uses, and surprisingly it comes up in almost every single game I've played Jirina. So very nice extra card there. So we're playing with these new humans. Here's our existing humans that we're playing with. Some from the latest standard set, well, outside of this one, and some not. So let's just go through them from the bottom up. Our 1-drop, and the only one we have, is the Hopeful Initiate. So this is the 1 white, 1/2 with training, which means if we attack with a creature with greater power, we put a 1/1 counter on it. And it has play 3, remove 2 1/1 counters from among creatures you control, destroy target artifact or enchantment. So we need a 1-drop for the deck, really, because if you're playing some kind of aggro-y type deck, you need a 1-drop. And this one does give us a solution for artifacts and enchantments, albeit not that reliable because we haven't got loads of counters floating around in this deck, only really on the Initiate, but you know, is a option to remove them. I mean, it's never going to be that urgent that we remove artifacts or enchantments. The idea really is that we can beat our opponent before having to do that, but we do have the option. So that's our 1-drop. 4 copies of Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. Thalia is a sort of tried and trusted card. The interesting thing to note here is we're running 4 of them, even though they're legendary. I feel like Thalia is incredibly important in this deck. If we can run this out on turn 2, the Thalia combined with the Coppercoat Vanguard is such a strong combo. Thalia makes all non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast. We don't have a single non-creature spell in this deck. And our Coppercoat Vanguard gives all of our creatures ward 1 apart from the Vanguard itself. So that basically means all of our creatures sort of have ward 2. If we get both of these down, and obviously the Coppercoat Vanguard is not legendary, so it can stack as well. So this gives our creatures a huge amount of protection, and then that combined with Jirina can make our humans really, really difficult to remove. So that's why I'm running extra copy of Thalia. 2 copies of Intrepid Adversary. This is the 3/1 life-linking human scout. I felt like the deck needed some lifelink against the mono-red and other aggro type decks, but also it's got a way of pumping our other creatures because we could pay 1 and a white in addition to its cost to basically give our other creatures 1/1. The reason that is useful is it is a bit of a go-wide deck. We've got lots of 2-drop humans. We've also got Adeline to give us some extra human tokens, and we've got Inquisitor Captain, which is a 2-for-1 in terms of creatures. So we're going to have a lot of humans out. And so I think being able to pump them all with Intrepid Adversary can be a nice finisher. 4 Brutal Cathars, and 3 Rasaad Monk of Selûnes. So these are our 7 removal cards in the deck. They basically both do the same thing, subtly different, but basically they both exile another creature until they leave the battlefield. The reason that we're relying so heavily on this form of removal in this deck is due to this Vanguard and Thalia combo, as well as Jirina. So these 3 sort of protection spells, they're protection spells in their own right, mean that when we cast these, it's going to be difficult for the opponent to remove them. That's the idea anyway. We'll hopefully have one or a combination of these down before we start having to remove our opponent's creatures. Bearing in mind, we're probably not looking to exile 1 or 2 drops here, because odds are our creatures are going to be better than our opponent's 1 or 2 drops because of all the buffs we've got. But this is to deal with your, your Sheldreds or your big green creatures, whatever the opponent's playing that's big and we can't attack through. That's the kind of things that we're going to hold on to these to exile for. 2 Adelines to spit out some tokens and grow. I'm actually running 2 of the Hamlet Vanguard. So this was a bit of a flop when it was released. This is a 3-costing human warrior 1/1 with ward 2. And it enters the battlefield with 2 1/1 counters on if each other non-token human you control. Now if this is tokens it would be really good, but it doesn't. But in this deck we're not really that focused on tokens for our go wide. Our go wide is sort of lots of 2 drops plus Inquisitor Captain. So this actually feels like it can work anywhere. This is the deck it can work in. And since we're playing green anyway for Thalia and the Gitrog monster, I thought let's give it a go. Another nice little interaction here. It has counters on it when it comes in, which means we can use it with the initiate to destroy artifacts and enchantments. Also, it has ward 2, which stacks with the ward 1 you get from Coppercoat Vanguard and the protection from Thalia. So this thing can be bloody difficult to remove and it can be massive. So it's got some stuff going for it. 4 Inquisitor Captain. So this is the kind of reason that low curve creature decks can work in Alchemy. Inquisitor Captain is the 4-costing 3/3 Vigilance human cleric. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it, there are 20 or more creature cards, mana value 3 or less, among cards in your graveyard, hand, or library. So in other words, excluding battlefield or things exiled by the opponent. You seek 2 creature cards of mana value 3 or less and put one of them onto the battlefield. This can help us find our Cathars and our Rasaads for removal. It can help us find our Thalia if we haven't already got one. It can help us find our Jirina for protection. Whatever we need, hopefully Inquisitor Captain will help us search up. And then finally our other top end, which is Thalia and the Gitrog monster. This is a 1, a white, a black and a green. It's a legendary human frog horror 4/4 with First Strike and Death Touch. First Strike and Death Touch obviously means it can't really be blocked because it's going to kill anything that blocks it. It can be blocked, but it'll kill whatever blocks it, and also it's a perfect blocker. You can play an additional land on each of your turns. It's not that amazingly useful in this deck. It can be useful in combination with whenever Thalia and the Gitrog monster attacks, sacrifice a creature or land, then draw a card. So basically we can play our lands and sack them to sort of cycle through them in order to find more creatures, which kind of makes it a useful top end in a low curve creature deck. But the main thing that this thing's actually doing for us is creatures and non-basic lands your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. That's actually a really nice effect in an aggro deck, because lots of sort of control-based decks are going to be like Esper colours or things like that, and therefore most of their lands will be non-basics and come in tapped, which is a nice tax on them in addition to Thalia taxing them, which can make it more difficult for them to get to their sweepers, things like Farewell. Can just delay them that extra turn, which can give us the win. But mainly, creatures come in tapped. So if we're aggressing on our opponent, we play this on turn 4, our opponent can't drop any more blockers from that point. So if we're going to win on turn 4 or 5 and we played Thalia, they can't put additional blockers in, which can make a massive difference against things like a deck's running Sheldred or big green creatures, because they won't be able to block, especially our menace creature like Ayara's Oathsworn. Blockers can be very important for them, and those coming in tapped can really just give us that little extra turn advantage to finish up games. Worth noting, I'm only running 23 lands in this deck because our curve is only 2.6. Maybe it should be 24, but we're going to try with 23. 4 Secluded Courtyards because we are running all creatures and they're all humans. So Secluded Courtyard is really good in this deck. I am running 2 Plaza of Heroes, interestingly. Although we don't have tons of legends, here are our legendary cards. There's enough of them that I think it warrants a 2 Plaza of Heroes. This land is so strong, especially for its 3 tap, target legendary creature gains hexproof and indestructible. Being able to give like a Rasaad hexproof and indestructible, or this Thalia, or this Thalia, or this, they're all nice things to want to protect with Plaza of Heroes. So it sort of makes this land a bit of a utility as well. And then a blend of all the other dual lands and 1 Eiganjo, because we are predominantly white. we are 32 white, 8 black, 5 green. So it's a heavy sway on white, hence the Eiganjo and a focus on the white coloured lands with only a sprinkling of the black-green ones. Anyway, that is the deck. Let's have some games on the Alchemy ladder. I think we're currently at about 95% in Mythic. Let's see how we get on. Come on over. Come on, bear. Let's do it. So we're on 95, which is pretty good, considering I think I was at 91 at the start of last video. So I'm thinking this could be a fun one. Gain some. Should we go? Yeah, let's go the Oathsworn first because it's a nice little damage clock. Green, white, 72 cards still in your deck, my friend. That looks like an extended deck version. Yeah, we'll go this. We want to make this mana. Like, I've had this sort of debate a few times with this deck, which is like the creature that they've played isn't particularly important for me to get rid of, but I want to be mana efficient and be able to play 4 mana spell next turn, or 2 mana spells. And also with menace creatures, it can be important to get rid of all creatures, so I think it's worthwhile. Yeah, we'll take an adversary, why not? That'll be a fair trade. Nope. So yeah. Start ratcheting up our damage a little bit here. Oh. Didn't expect to see it depopulate, if I'm honest. Let's hope there's not more of them. Didn't even have a multicolored creature, look. We've only got Jirina and Thalia. I guess this is like a sort of, it's going to be like a wedding announcement, rabble rousing type affair. Probably. Probably. Yeah, looks like it. Alright, we'll just attack with this. I guess the Coppercoat would have been a reasonable trade, but that'll be a nice 8/7 or 3 because of this, plus it's native ward. Okay, that puts that up to a 5/5. Which makes it a good blocker for Oathsworn. Although, saying that, they would need to chump the Vanguard, I think, and therefore their queen would die. No, they're not chumping the Vanguard. Okay. We'll just kill off one of the humans, I suppose. Unfortunately, none of these are legendary, so the Plaza is a bit wasted. I hope they haven't got a rabble rousing. They could gain a ton of life here. That's good. If I could find a little Brutal Cathar, that would be very nice. We'll take another Coppercoat. That makes our initiate a high enough power. Unless, of course, they could flash in some creatures, which is potential. It's been in the back of my mind. The 1/1 that brings a 1/1 in with it. Just double jump is good. I think getting through their creatures, make it smaller. And now we've got the captain as well to start attacking with. Just don't want to see a board wipe. Which they're not beyond having. There it is again. And they're all the way back up to 23 life. God's sake. Board wipe is a tough one for us to beat en masse. That doesn't mean we can't. It's tricky. Interesting. Well, at the moment we're dying to these. I don't actually think we have a way of drawing enough cards to not die to those. So they'll do 4 this time, 3 next time, 2 the time after. 7, 9. It will be okay. No. Can start sacking our lands. Yeah, nice. Maybe like this. Bing bing. 7. Yeah. And then we can play this one. Guess we should just take a token. Could have taken one of these, but maybe I should have. But then if it comes back, do they get the Llanowar Veteran back? I think so. Not great. Not great news. It's an interesting attack. I suppose they are chipping away at us. I've given up trying to get rid of their health for now. Mondrak can easily flip. Not flip. Become indestructible. We should attack and sack a land. Yeah, I think we should. We haven't got anything more expensive than 4 anyway, so fine. So we are chumping Mondrak. We would have been chumping it with Thalia anyway, because, you know, well, not chumping it, I suppose. They would force them to sack, whereas now they don't have to. Yeah, that's a load of tokens. I suppose we could sack our Plaza of Heroes to save Thalia. So maybe we do like this. If you could sack your 2 Luminous Phantoms, that would be great. No? Okay. Bing. Sadly, we can't win on the swing back. 8, 11. 13, 16. If we'd have had this in already, we might have been okay. I guess if we attack with Thalia, I could sack Thalia. Because if I draw a Inquisitor Captain, but I need all these creatures. Never mind. That would have been next gen plays. Sadly, it was not. Okay. Red Alson. Let's see what we can do. This looks really nice. No 3-drop, but human me. Human me, initiate me. Vanguard me. Don't cut down me. What? Not that rubbish, don't. Come on, dude. Going past your rock priest, that cost you life. No, you've not got 2 rock priests in your opening hand, have you? That sounds almost criminal. It's only a 5/5, 6/5, but it is Ward 3. Okay, we could trade this for our rock priest. Nah, they don't want to. They've only got pain lands as well. Ouch. I would like a land for my captain. I would then like my captain to find me a Brutal Cathar. I would like to get rid of that as well, but I don't have that option this time. Look, all you got to do is ask in this world. Look, we're swinging for 9 of your remaining 13 health. You probably want to chunk with your servitor, no? Then it's looking quite bad for you. Can you do 7 toxic in one turn? Probably not if you're using 2 of them to do 2 of your 3 land to do augury. It wasn't even off the top either. This is just if it was put into your hand this turn, yeah. So this is quite a nice combo, but okay, that one was put into the hand this turn, but we're only going to 6. Then we attack with everything. And we win. GG. Next game. Okay. Back. We've been relegated to Diamond. Maybe because we lost one. Thalia. Yeah. Could be okay. As long as we're playing against a creature deck. Green sleeves. That looks promising. I think we're going to have to play this as a white land because we can't be paying landing for every white source we need. Okay, Naya is a go wide deck. That's not exactly what I wanted. Probably means that Thalia's not doing that much to them unless they're running Cabaretti Revels. Could slow them a turn on that. If they played like an Adeline now, we could be in some trouble. I mean, we can Cathar, I suppose. Thalia and the Gitrog monster could be decent in this matchup. Yeah, nice. Woo woo. That's what this is. Life gain. That's your win gone. That's the best one for us to deal with. That's the best one for us to deal with Rasaad and Cathars. Come on. You're not attacking. Let's start with Rasaad, shall we? Yeah, it's just loads of life gain and it's creature spam, but at the moment there's no payoff for it, so it's okay. You got another Trelasara in there? Okay. It's an equivalent of. Hopefully we can find our removal creatures as often as they can find their payoff creatures. Easy. Any more for any more? Probably, but Trelasaras will be okay because Thalia and the Gitrog can block them indefinitely. Voice of the Blessed is worse because it gets flying. Anything? It is the worst one. Okay, so we need to find another Cathar or Rasaad. Why are we timing out just to play a Voice of Blessed? You're hardly playing the most complicated deck in the world. Okay. So we're taking a hit from the Voice. So just like this, I think. We just need to find a Cathar. You just top deck that, you absolute fucker. How are you found so many? The payoffs. You only got 11 cards gone through. You found 4 payoffs in 11 cards. Mother. Oh, thank God. Then we just need to let these Cathars flip. Maybe our opponent will top a land. Yeah. Then they flip. We double spell. Everyone's happy. Can't double spell yet, but we can play one of these. Can't attack, but we've got a lot of first strike going on. So we can attack with Thalia and the Gitrog monster at the moment. So that we can sack some lands and draw some more creatures with the hope of double spelling. Oh, you got your own Cathars. Hey, maybe we don't want to flip then. I've now decided flipping would be bad. Although they would take... Wait, oh, I can't really picture how it's all going to work. But let's sack that. You gonna block? Good jump. This will be pretty sizable. 14-13, Ward 3. Easier for us to just not bother with double spelling at the moment, I think. Yeah. Gonna have to start jumping. Can't take 19 a turn. We're not very good against very wide boards, but I mean, we've got Jirina now, so if the Moonrage Brute flips, we can in theory protect these by sacking Jirina, so maybe we do want to double spell. We can't at the moment, but we might be able to soon. Or maybe I should have held on to this double spelled sack Jirina. To be fair, we only really want to flip when more voices come, because at the moment we're like, this is the only card that threatens us. Can't attack with that one, sadly. Lots of lands, but at least we've got a way of turning them into more cards. You got a Trelasara in your hand? I'm not sure why you would do that. We could specialise this, I suppose. Although maybe, yeah, maybe I'll do that. Just in case they ever have a chance of getting that back. Could actually start attacking with this as well. Oh, are they going to double spell? Is that what they're trying to do? Yeah, they are. They have got a Trelasara. They can now scry a voice sort of less to the top if they get enough scries. I mean, there's only 2 left in their deck of 44 cards, so they've not got a massive chance. They get about 1 in 4, so it was roughly 4 over 22. Yeah, maybe something like 1 in 5, 1 in 4. Looks like they didn't find one. Okay. So we'll do like this. Presumably we'll target one of our Cathars. How long does it feel like Brutal Cathar has been in standard for? Oh my god. Let them pay the 1. Then we'll exile their creatures. Since all of our creatures have indestructible this turn, 2, 4, 6, they've got 9 damage here. Yeah, they do need to block or something there, right? 8, 11, 14, 17, 19, 24, yeah, 38. They need to block with something. And we've got 1 one creature here. I wonder if they have any hasty creatures. Or whether that's good game. Cycle a land. It's a good sign. Trellisara, but it's tapped. So I think it's a good game. I think we've got enough damage to force this through now. Sweet. GG. Okay. Jinzim. It's a bit expensive. But two of these, not really playable. It's better. Get rid of this, I think. We do need some land, obviously, but we couldn't really play the last one. We'll play this first. At least they have to remove it to attack with the outcasts. Molten Impact is the worst, man. Means they can remove this very cheaply if we don't find land. We did not find land. Come on. I'll make sure that if they have to remove this, they use up their Molten Impact damage on this rather than the adversary. Yeah, Beldon. Wouldn't have to trade. Can't accept damage against these mono red decks, unfortunately. Finally can stop shocking ourselves as well. It's been a pretty awful start against mono red. On the draw, we're having to mulligan with only shock lands and then missing a land drop. pretty much a cluster of the worst events that could happen. Now we just need a traumatic plank on the Adeline. Don't even need that. I don't know if we can even live. Probably not. Then we go to... we die, so we have to do this. Giving them that back. I think this is just bad luck. Look, I still didn't have a fourth land. Alright. Let's pretend that one didn't happen. You know when Arena's like, did you have fun in that match? I just got asked that after the end of that. You mean after you've made me mulligan, you missed my land drop, you put me on the draw against mono red and alchemy. Did you have fun in this match? What the fuck do you think, wizards? Like, what a stupid question. This is better. I could play against red with this deck, this hand. We've still only got pain lands, but now it's not red, of course. Black. I don't want to play against black, and I want my land. Of course. Oops, that's not what I wanted to play. Can I please get land? What is going on here? I just don't understand the odds, because it's 40% run 3 times. Oh, someone do the maths and tell me how likely I am to draw land in that scenario. I feel like it's really high. At least we exile this, even if they get it back, they have to pay for all the stuff again. Okay. We'll do this first in case we find an Adeline for an extra 1-1. You didn't, but that's That's okay. And at least Invoke Despair costs them 6. Nice swamp, bro. And by the time they can Invoke Despair, they'll be pretty dead. Like, now. Wow. Wow. Nice one. Come on, Emma. Briar Tuck. 96 versus 95. Oh, the classic triple Thalia. I'm going to go with it. I'm going to guess that this is mono red and that we're having all of our Thalias removed. Or it's not mono red, but it's something that hates Thalia, like blue-black spells. And thus they're going to keep removing Thalia anyway. And these won't all be dead in my hand. And we're going to draw a land by turn 3 with 4 attempts to draw it. I think it's going to happen. No, 3 attempts. 3 attempts. It is mono red. Gotcha. My triple Thalia strategy is going to come through. What is this land? I got to screenshot this. By the way, did you want every copy of Thalia and every copy of Adeline in your deck? Here you go. Yeah, knew it. I knew this was what was going to happen. We knew this was mono red. We'll just keep running Thalias in. That's it. Get that all out the way with. Ready for me to Brutal Cathar all your creatures. Yikes. 5-1 and 3-2. They didn't want to discard whatever that card is. Maybe it was the vampire, Bloodthirsty Adversary. Oh, it was Traumatic Prank. Okay, I understand not wanting to discard that. That's going to cost me 1 life to do. This won't, and it gets rid of the 5-1. Can we win in 3 turns? We're on the 2 turns. We're on the Brutal Cathar clock. Oh, come on. Not now, we can't. Why do we keep losing to mono red? We're literally playing a deck that means we shouldn't. That would lose me the game on the spot. You didn't even want to trade your big spender for the ambergris. Must have another one. We're failing the mono red test, but we've been on the draw every time, and just bad luck, man, with the hand. Okay. Thurnan Ratton. On the draw again? Seriously, what is this? If this is mono red again, this is bullshit. I'm fed up with mono red on the draw. Even worse, a turn 1 Phyresis Roach on the draw. The fact that this literally changes the game, it's all insects in your hand and library, it's ridiculous, man. Like, there's nothing I can do about that now for the rest of the game. This is going to be a double Toxic Flyer and everything they draw, just because they got on the play. Like, this card is just stupid. Just get rid of this card, Wizards, please. just in case there's removal. We can't. This thing getting another hit is so high value for them that we can't even risk it. I think we go with it. Look, this deck is just stupid. That one they're playing. Like, you don't win on turn 1, so you just concede. I mean, what is this? Okay. Jens, how have you gotten to 72% Jens? What have you been doing with your life? We're about to find out. Please don't beat me, Jens. I think we can keep it. Oh god, I can see it coming already. Mono red on the play just gives us a beat down. Thankfully not. Thankfully not. We'll go with this because we want black on turn 2 really for Oathsworn. Okay, that's it. Continue doing nothing. That suits me perfectly. So where possible, if we've got Oathsworn and Vanguard, we want to play the Oathsworn first. Rusty. Okay. Some kind of mill. I think we'll get rid of Rusty. Mill reanimate. I mean, Crocs with black green. Black 4 colour at least. Plaza. Yeah. Legends Mill. Well, I like it. I like the theme. Each player mills 3. Then you return 2 creatures from your graveyard to your hand. Atali, Chandler. What is going on here? Jens, you a crazy dude. Okay, let's put this in for human. Let's do this to stop any madness. Then we'll get going. It's time to win this game and win it quick before Jens does any Italis on us. I don't want Italis done upon me, ideally. 8, 11, 15 damage on board. Better play a creature, Jens, and be willing to block with it. Wait, 8, 11, 13. It's 15 if you count the 1-1 off. That would be hasted in off Adeline. Maybe that's what my brain was thinking. I'm going to claim that. Oh, come on. Okay. Let's do Thalia. Since we can't attack with this Thalia. Grasp, tear. Now that comes in tap. That comes in tapped. They would be doing Crocs next, but I think they're doing nothing next. Nope. Good game. Win in the first strike phase. That's winning in style. GG Jens. Alright. 94%er. So a fairly even duel this time. Fine. I'm missing my 1-drop. I think the one thing is I'd like more 1-drops in this deck for this exact situation. Unfortunately, this is just a beatdown, isn't it? When we come against red and they get a perfect run out, we just get beaten down. And I don't really want to be beaten down. I don't want to be beaten down by someone running an Ouroboros avatar. That's for sure. Maybe you won't have removals, my Thalia? Literally the perfect shit going down here. Other than probably dead. We're probably dead. Maybe they won't have any removal for the Vanguard, or we could block the Spender and then Inquisitor Captain will do something good. No. God, the red test, man. The red test is being failed miserably. Okay, quick look at stats for those who are into that kind of thing. So 60% win rate we've posted here. As you saw on the video, we are failing the red test, as I would call it, in Alchemy. So the red test is, can we beat mono red in Alchemy, because we play it 4 times in 10 games, 40% of matches. 20% was oddly Selesnya and then one of everything else, but we're failing the red test. So whilst this is a good deck, and it does have a lot of potential, it's fast. If you go first and you've got an initiate on turn 1 into a Vanguard or Thalia, into Vanguard or Thalia, and then, you know, whatever, it's very, very hard to beat, almost unbeatable. But the problem is, if you're on the draw and you go against red and you haven't got your 1-drop, you're basically in a lot of trouble, and that's where the deck has its weaknesses in the format. In Standard, this deck would actually probably be pretty good. We're not really making the most of many Alchemy cards here. We have Rasaad and we have Inquisitor Captain, which are both good, but are they worth the cost of playing against mono red? I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that front. So anyway, it was a fun deck. I think it's strong. I think it might be better in Standard. I'd be tempted to have a go at cracking this deck out in Standard, even though it did climb for me quite a lot in Alchemy. Like unrecorded, you can see on the graph here there's a break, and that's because I was playing on my other computer where I don't have Untapped installed because it can't run 2 things at once. But that's besides the point. So it did actually win me a lot more than 60% probably. I climbed from 91-ish, 92 up to about 95% with this deck. But the failing of the red test is probably enough to mean that it's not going to be one that I persist playing personally. There could be a better version of it out there. The Oathsworn was a nice MVP from the deck, I would say. This was a real good performer. That Menace is real brutal. So anyway, thank you very much, very, very much for watching the video. I do appreciate it, especially those who watched all the way through to the end. I'd love to see you next time. There will be a bit of another video shortly. Bye for now.